a lot of young men flocked to Trump this past election. And obviously they've been disgruntled with the Democrats for a long time, but their departure from the Democrats really accelerated in 2016 when Trump arrived on the political scene. What do you attribute their new support for Trump to?
Can I give you a cheap, shallow answer?
Sure.
And then we'll go to a more complicated answer.
Sure.
You show somebody Kamala Harris, and then you say, and her white male companion is Tim Walz. Now, unless you're insane, you kind of go, these people are just whacked out. And then you listen to Tim Walz talk for 2 minutes, and you know he's not just not ready for prime time. I mean, he's not ready for a Nebraska cornfield. And it tells you a lot about how sick the Minnesota Democratic Party is that he's the governor.
The hunter gear didn't sell it for you?
Yeah,
like the rifle?
Now, the deeper reality is that the left, which is the dominant part of the Democratic Party, has been basically focused on first, females, second, transsexuals, third, gays, and in that context have concluded that it's okay for you to be a male if you're subservient, mind your place, and realize that you're just sort of a vestige of a past era. Well, you know, I have a grandson who's now about 22. He's studying to be a commercial pilot. I don't think that he really has any great desire to live in a world of subservience to some idiotic female who has no idea what she's talking about, but who is automatically important because she can be on the cover of Vogue and he can't be on the cover of Vogue. And so what you've had is this huge migration, which is, and by the way, you also have a big migration of younger females on a totally different basis, which is this stuff doesn't work. I mean, do you really want to go to a high school where the gangs threaten you? Do you really want to live in a neighborhood where there's violence? Do you really want to have no ability to buy a house? Do you really want to know that your economic future is limited? I mean, you know, do you really want to have a bureaucracy around you that can't deliver? So both for females and males, the attrition's been greater among males because the Democratic Party's commitment to a subservience. Somebody said to me today that the Handmaid's Tale, or Handmaid's Tale, now has another edition on TV. And the reason's simple. You know, if you'd like to think about a world in which evil, ugly men do terrible things, it's terrific. Now, all those people, by the way, voted for Kamala. If you're everybody else and you think that's kind of whacked, you're increasingly likely to vote for Trump. And that's what's going on. This is this combination, deep cultural change, deep fear physically. I mean, the Democrats became the party that said, you know, I really worry about an El Salvadorian husband who's a really decent guy in between being assessed with beating up his wife, and who really is a terrific guy, except, of course, for that time in Tennessee, he was picked up for trafficking in people. And I really am deeply, passionately committed to him. And by the way, I didn't notice the mother of four who was raped and killed in Eastern Maryland because, after all, she was an American, and that doesn't count. Well, people get that after a while. They begin to realize, okay, you're the party of them. I want somebody who's the party of me. And it turned out Donald Trump's the party of me.